The Book of Clarence is a good movie. Check that out. It's actually streaming right now, video on demand. It's actually the story of Jesus and his apostles with a twist. Carlos, give us your breakdown on the Book of Clarence.
Well, you kind of have to get through book one to enjoy the film. Doesn't get as good reviews as it should. It's a really good film. What I didn't like, and the only real thing I didn't like was Clarence didn't have an accent. Everyone else in the entire movie, even his twin brother, had an accent, but Clarence didn't. He was such an outsider, such a against everything that he didn't have an accent. But basically, Clarence is he's a weed dealer in the streets of Jerusalem. So he owes someone money, and in order to try to get out of getting killed by this person, he tries to join and become the 13th apostle. And so, because he thinks if he becomes the 13th apostle, that this guy won't kill him because he's a part of Jesus's crew. He goes to visit Mary and Joseph and tries to ask them, how does Jesus do his tricks? Because he wants to do them too, so he could become a Messiah. He actually gets a following, so he becomes a self-proclaimed Messiah to try to get money to better himself, pay off this guy, and get his mom a house and whatever. It's a really good story. I mean, it's if you pay attention, you will like the movie, unless you're a racist Catholic, then you won't like the movie because everybody's black. And then Benedict Cumberbatch is in it, and
One of the best parts.
the funniest part is everybody mistakes him. His name is Benjamin. Everyone mistakes him for Jesus because he is a homeless beggar. He's a homeless beggar on the street.
But he's
And
white.
well, he's not at the time. He's so dirty. He's like black. He's like black. And then Jesus comes up to him. Jesus is a black man. And he asks Jesus for a couple of coins just for food and shelter so he can get warm. So Jesus grabs him by the hand, puts a coin in his hand, and then when he lets go, coins keep popping out of his palm, like of Benjamin's palm. They wouldn't stop. So he goes to this, I don't know where he went, this bathhouse, I guess, and he said, I want to be cleaned. So he lays down and they clean the shit out of him. Now he's white. Now he has long hair because before it was
He
all
looks great.
yeah, it was all matted up and everything, and long flowy beard. And he has this white robe on with his red sash going over his shoulder. And the lady goes, "Oh my God, you look like Jesus." And the other lady goes, "You don't even know what Jesus looks like." And the other lady, then goes, "Yeah, but you look so white and so pure."
Yeah.
And so he goes out into the street and he starts giving his money away because it won't stop coming out of his palm. So he keeps giving money away to people who want it. And the Romans are trying to collect the false messiahs. And so they collect him because they saw him just giving money away. So they just right away assumed he was a false messiah. And he's crucified. And as he's up on the cross, somebody's painting a picture of him as if he's Jesus. And even he makes a comment about
And
him, like,
that's how we got white
That's
Jesus.
how we got
Get white Jesus. Yeah.
And so, and he
like
makes a comment about it, how he hates everybody, hate all these
Yep.
people, even that prick painting my picture.
Painting
That's
my
what he
picture.
says.
But he
This
also
sounds
says,
funny.
but he also makes a comment almost like, and this is why these people suck, because it's all they want. They, you know, what I mean, like, so he made a comment almost like he was Jesus. I'm like, oh, okay, but it's funny because he was mistaken for Jesus, and that painting is what people are gonna remember. It's just the painting of the white guy that hanging up, not the other black guys that are hanging on the cross. And
To me, the
it is
surprising character was Pontius Pilate,
Pontius
James
Pilate.
McAvoy. He did
Yeah,
so well, and he was good
James
in that.
McAvoy. But you're right
Where
about
can
one thing.
I watch this?
You can
Streaming.
watch it. You're right about Clarence. Clarence is the only guy that basically
I
is a
watched it.
modern black guy.
Yeah,
He talks like that and everything, like just a modern black guy. Everyone else has an accent, and
It
the
makes
reason.
me think of Chris Rock and Dogma. You guys remember?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, well the thing is when Carlos said when the lady cleaned him up, so you look like Jesus, and you don't know what he looks like because Jesus in the show in the movie, I mean, he wears a red cloak all the time. Nobody actually knows what he looks like.
yeah. He
So
wears a
nobody sees
hood,
his face
red
or
hood.
anything. And the best part about it is uh Clarence all of a sudden can walk on water. That's how they prove he's the Messiah. And he's like, what the hell's happening? Like, I have no powers. Like, all of a sudden he can walk on water.
Yeah, some sort of
And it's like
miracle
Jesus is
happened
in
when
on
they're
it the
about to
whole
drown.
time. Yeah. Jesus literally just like even comes to the cave, the 3 days later. And Jesus
Yeah,
is
and
like,
release it. Right,
it's
right.
all part of the plan.
Yeah.
He almost tells him like, "This is all part of the plan. You're the one playing the part. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere, but I am the real Jesus." And you're like, "This could be the real story." Like, legitimately, we mistake the white
Yeah.
guy for Jesus. The real Jesus was literally just like, because he's waiting to be caught. Because
Yeah, because he even
he
tells
tells
his
him what.
apostles in 3 days they're going to come get me.
Yep.
But
Yep.
everybody else is already crucified. And he
Yep.
still 3 days later comes to get Clarence out of the cave.
Yeah, because Clarence ended up taking his spot. So he's like, "Well, Clarence, they think you're Jesus. So
Yeah, he
get
even
up."
does the whole little thing up on the cross where he says, "Forgive them,
Yep.
Father, they don't know what they do."
Yep.
That's what Clarence says. I'm like,
Clarence
oh,
says and everything.
that's Jesus' line.
It was all like mistaken identity.
It's Jesus's line.
It's just
I like
it's
it.
just it was really good. Like Carlos said, once you get past book one of basically like him being a hustler, selling weed, and trying to pay off a debt, like that's what he's doing. That's literally all he's trying to do is pay off a debt. Then it all falls into place. You're like, oh, this is hilarious. Because and it's not even a comedy, but just the way it comes off, you're like, wow, it just a
Oh,
mistake.
it's a comedy. I can tell by what you're saying already.
Oh,
It's a
but you
comedy.
won't find like a lot of funny parts. We'll find it funny for the satire of it and go, oh, okay, this is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's a thinking comedy.
it is,
Yeah.
it is, especially at the end where you're like, oh wow, that all makes sense. But the Benjamin Cumberbatch part was hilarious because I saw his name in the credits. I was like, who is he? Because you don't know who he
Oh,
is
you
the
didn't
whole movie.
recognize him?
No, not as the homeless guy. I mean,
I
oh,
did.
dirty. I mean, oh, you did. I
Yeah,
didn't. No,
yeah.
not as the homeless guy. When they cleaned him,
I
up, I was
should be a
like, oh,
detective. Told you, even in
you
Jerusalem, I
should be a
could have been a
detective.
detective.
Holy shit. So, I give the movie out of five. I mean, I give a good four, 4.5. I mean,
I
it's a
give it
good
a good
movie.
4 too. I don't think it got enough credit through the when it came out, but no, it's good.
It's good. Yeah,
I'm
it's a
gonna
good
watch
movie.
it.
Check out the Book of Clarence. Yeah, so there we go. We packed a lot in for you people. A lot. Hope you enjoy.